Hello, my name's Laina. I'm the Elyria reporter for the Chronicle. We are here to give you an update on last night's election results. It was a big night in Lorain County. A lot of news came out of it. We had an upset in the Elyria mayoral race. Frank Whitfield, an independent candidate, 32 years old, unseated the current mayor, Democrat Holly Brenda. She was mayor for 8 years. Whitfield will now be coming in, taking the reins. He won by 576 votes. And actually, across the county, a big storyline was some close races in there. Not a lot of turnout. The numbers we got today show for the county 28% turnout in the county. That is about 57,000 people voting out of 205,000 registered voters in the county. So not a lot of turnout, not a lot of people there at the polls last night. But Whitfield was able to grab a win. We are checking to see whether he is the youngest mayor in Elyria's history, whether he is the first independent candidate in Elyria's history, but we do know that he is the first elected black mayor. There was one appointed black mayor before him, but he is the first elected. And so that's a pretty big deal, I think, for Elyria. In Lorain, we're gonna have a new mayor, Jack Bradley. He'll be taken over for Chase Rittenauer, who stepped down to take a job in the private sector. He won with about 60% of the vote against two write-in candidates and Republican Jesse Tower. In North Ridgeville, we also had a mayor race, lots of mayor races last night. Kevin Corcoran will be the first mayor in 16 years. He'll be taken over for Mayor David Gillock. He is also a Republican. He took away with 58% of the vote against Paul Wilansky. In Avon Lake, Greg Zilka held on to his seat with 54% of the vote. And in Sheffield Village, John Hunter will remain the mayor there. And then we also had a lot of levies last night. We had the Lorain County JVS levy, which was denied. I was able to speak with Lorain County JVS Superintendent Glenn Faircloth this morning, and he was a little bit flummoxed, not really sure what to do next. He's not really sure how he's going to make his repairs on his buildings. He said they really need a fire suppression system, and as things stand right now, they cannot afford it. So you may see another JVS levy on the ballot again in the near future, but last night it was out by about 5,000 votes, so that did not pass through. In Lorain schools, they did get their emergency renewal levy, basically for operating costs. 56% of the vote went toward them, and if that levy had not passed, they could have been in a deficit by 2022. So I know that they are pretty relieved that that went through last night. The North Ridgeville bond issue was denied by voters, but 54% of people voting no to give them some new schools, a new elementary school, a new high school, transportation center, performing arts center. So they will not be able to pass through with that levy. They also had a substitute levy on the ballot for operating cost. That also was denied by 134 votes. And then Lorain County, their crime lab, was also turned down last night with 52% of the votes saying no. Just this morning, the commissioners were talking about that crime lab levy, some of the things that maybe they could have done differently. They said that, maybe they could have been out there campaigning a little bit harder. They do believe it will be on the ballot again. They firmly believe that they're going to need a new crime lab, a permanent place for that crime lab, and they firmly believe in the importance of getting that out there. So we may see that on the ballot again. Wellington schools, their levy was also denied by voters. So in some ways, not a great night for some levies, particularly for some school levies. And those are kind of the big topics out of the races that we saw last night. It's going to be a very interesting coming months in the future. I know particularly with Frank Whitfield, he'll be coming in as a new administration. He's never held political office before. And Lorain, Jack Bradley, has also never held political office before. So two big cities in Lorain County, two brand new mayors. That'll mean, some new administrations, some switching around. We'll see what happens. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in to us today. Again, I am Laina Yost. I'm the Elyria Beat Reporter. I'll keep you guys updated with more stories on Elyria, some of the coming new administration. I will be right there alongside of him, getting the reporting in there, so stay tuned to the Chronicle Telegram, stay tuned to Facebook, follow @YourChronicle on Twitter, and have a good evening.